what Nikki's asked me to talk about is something which I kind of got involved in probably about 18 months ago. And it was the use of promoting business by way of social media. Now, I think sometimes when you come up with those two words, people start shaking or turning to the children or whatever it may be. But believe you me, in the last 18 months, I've actually seen my business, because I have other businesses, grow exponentially by the use of this medium. So the message really is, do you have to use it? Well, no, you don't. But probably somebody said that 100 years ago about Yellow Pages. It is the next Yellow Pages, in my view. And if you are going to ignore it at your peril. But I think today is at least you can be aware of what it can do for you and your businesses and your clients and customers. Okay, effective use of social media. There are many different types of social media. I'm going to probably concentrate on one in particular, but I will touch on a couple of others that I think you need to go away and explore. So, what about the marketplace? Well, this was a census that was done last year, and it was done in the UK. And amazingly, 61% of UK adults, now granted that, depends what your definition of an adult is really, but let's say over 18, yeah, use social media in some way, shape or form. And if we break the numbers down a little bit more, this is how they use it. Now, what amazed me when I first saw this was the younger end you would expect. Oh, incidentally, if you go below 20, it's something like 94% are using social media on a regular basis, okay? But what really kind of amazed me, and I've got a little stick here, hopefully, depending what your business is, I do a lot of work in the finance sector, financial advisors and things like that. Now, their market is this kind of area, yeah? We all know about the baby boomers, don't we? There might be a few in this room, only a couple, yeah? But born between 46 and 64, they control over 75% of the world's wealth. Apparently, they have now got no mortgage or very little mortgage. They've got kids off their hands and they want to spend. So this is the market that a lot of businesses are targeting. Now, when I saw these figures, I was absolutely amazed. Because, yeah, I expected the younger generations, 20s, 20s, 30s, but look at the amount of people that are involved in this area. And in the 70s, they're now called the Silver Surfers. In fact, that territory there is the fastest growing area on the internet. So if your client profile is somewhere with the people that have got the majority of the wealth in the world today, then you might want to be interested in this medium. Now, granted, they use it in different velocities and times and in different ways. I mean, straight from somebody who's registered and never done anything with it. A lot of people do that on LinkedIn. Does it ring any bells? Yeah, right, okay. And right to the people who are using it probably on an hourly basis, on a commercial basis to promote their business. But interesting statistic, the market is huge. And like I said before, if you've got existing customers, if you're looking to attract new customers, they're on this. They're on this forum. Love it or hate it. So, the question is, are you ready to jump on the media bandwagon? YouTube, owned by Google, yeah, now the second most used search engine in the world. So it's not just for shoving your cat videos on. So again, where I would say YouTube can help a business, you can open up, and please forgive me if I'm wrong now, and it might have got a bit better now, Dave, but anybody can open up a YouTube account. And I think you can broaden the channel. It's free of charge, yeah? If you have any videos, promotional, testimonials, client comments, messages you want to put across about your business or service, people like pictures and stories. So if you can do a 30-second, 45-second testimonial with your 3 best clients and get their permission for you to put it on YouTube, potential clients can click on and hear it from the horse's mouth. People who have experienced your business. Very, very powerful. You can also put your singing dogs on as well if you want to do that, so it's fine. Twitter, I must confess, I'm not a great Twitterer. I'm sure You have made apologies, haven't you? That you're not Twittering now, are you not?
Absolutely.
I'm not trending, am I? I'm not trending, am I? Beyonce doesn't know me, does she? No. Right, okay, all right, thank you. Right. I'm not a great Twitterer. This is something I need to improve on. And, you know, I'm certainly in the right room to do this. But my son communicates his life on Twitter. I mean, it used to be BBM. I thought it was BBQ. I thought it stood for barbecue or something like that, but it's BBM. But no, BBM's done now. Don't need a BlackBerry anymore, it's Twitter. Everything's Twitter. The life is run on Twitter. So, again, you need to check it out. Facebook. Back to the Zuckerberg story. Again, I have my reservations. I was speaking to a financial planner, a lady financial planner in Doncaster earlier this week, and she was telling me, and I said, I'm doing a talk to these really nice, good-looking people up in Liverpool, and she said, well, actually, David, Facebook, 70% of my referral business comes from Facebook. I said, you know, what do you do? Have you got a gift shop or something? No, I'm a financial planner. I'm a certified financial planner. She said 70+% over the last 12 months has come from Facebook. And I believe it is, you know, fairly easy to create a Facebook company page. Now, the danger here is that if you go out on a Saturday night in Liverpool and you've got the kind of pictures of all this going on and somebody puts that on the wall, there's a bit of a danger. So I've always got this issue about, you know, personal and business life. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Why are you on LinkedIn? Are we all, show of hands, do we all have a LinkedIn profile? The majority of people have a LinkedIn profile. Do we have we got a picture of ourselves? Slightly less show of hands. Have we got a picture of Homer Simpson? Or the cat? Because that is a definite no-no, okay? Because that tells to any prospective client or associate, okay, he's a bit funny, this guy or this girl, but, you know, do they really take the business seriously? So the cardinal sin of LinkedIn is if you don't have a picture or you have a silly picture, this is a business forum. And, you know, gone are the days, hopefully, of the old stockbroker in the old school tie type brigade. But my advice to you regarding that is almost certainly get the best picture you possibly can, airbrushed whatever, of yourself professionally done on LinkedIn. And I would even go and see a photographer. We've got a photographer at the back. I'm sure you'd be quite happy to do LinkedIn portfolio pictures. Yeah, fine. Okay. Because it creates an impression. And as the saying goes, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So pictures are the key. Now, I must confess, I did this talk, and a guy came up to me and said, David, I disagree with you there. I said, right. He said, because I've got a really kind of rough, old, you know, Imogene type, haggard picture. I said, okay, yeah, what's the rationale behind that? And he said, it works very simply. He said, when I show up in person, they're quite surprised on the upside. So I thought, good point. So you know you are, girls, you know, if you've had this kind of, you know, done. But yeah, so that's not a bad point. But I do think that a good picture professionally taken by our colleague at the back, preferably. So why are we on LinkedIn? Well, let's just go through a few ideas. It's not, you know, exhaustive. To find contacts, business contacts. If you need to know who the CEO of Vodafone is, you can probably find him and connect with him. You know, find like-minded people. I predominantly use LinkedIn groups, which we'll talk about later, for my networking activities, okay, which I find extremely useful. And guess what? Our networking group doesn't need to pay for a website because it's free. But it's not just about giving, receiving. We need to give. We need to share contacts. This is a not mine type approach. Give me that, I want that referral, I want that, I want you to connect, yeah, you're going to be useful to me. You have to be prepared to share your contacts as well and share information. And it's not just information. You need to highlight expertise. The successful people that use LinkedIn are the sharers because they're perceived as an expert in their field. And that's because they put things out there, things that may have intellectual value with no cost, which you can't really charge. They comment on questions, they pick up on debates, they give opinion. LinkedIn is a people's search engine. it's looking for expertise. It's not looking for friends. It's not looking for romantic partnerships. I believe there's other sites for that, yeah, okay. Like I mentioned right at the start, you know, don't let it take over your life. You have to decide, A, if this is for you and your business, what time you're going to put into it, who's going to do it, you know, but I think an hour a week, possibly an hour and a half to 2 hours a week, is a small investment to pay for what the returns you can get.